Well, David, welcome back from your trip. It's what, 9:20ish your time, 9:20 p.m. You've had 2 nights at home. Are you feeling rested at all?
Yes, although still I feel still tired, but I've rested enough. I thank God.
Good, good. Well, your trip sounded very interesting. And before we even get into the trip, just the FYI, if you're listening out there and you want on David's email newsletter list, David, you have a separate email newsletter list that goes out. What address should they email you at to get on that list? What's your email address?
My email address is davidmmolatia@gmail.com. Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
David, you sent me a ton of pictures. I've gone through them all, and the videos. You did 3 basic things, correct? You did End FGM, you did Project 97.
Yeah, Dignity Park, and also
delivering
the
dignity.
fourth one, Jesus Film.
So let's go over the first one, the key one, ending FGM. Tell me how that went.
This place is deep. It was far in the forest, and there is no accessibility of road or any other accessibility, and people seems to be still in the forest, don't know any civilization. So one thing that was key is that the culture and traditions, it's very much practiced over there. Actually, there is a line that they tell you this line going on the other side belongs to non-Christian. So you don't step on that side to go and preach. And that is where we were chased away with machete when we tried to go and talk to them and try to tell them about the gospel and end FGM. So
Okay,
we were
whoa.
from there.
What do you mean? Is there an imaginary line? Is it like a half of a road or what? What is where the non-Christians? How do you know it's non-Christian area?
What happened when we went there and we started giving food? There is a place, like there's a certain valley. When you reach over there, those families don't know Christ. They are still in traditions. And so the first day we went to giving out food, it was okay. Then the second day, when we were going to interview the girl who got pregnant while she was still in school, as we were interviewing her, we get the father coming home fast with machete, and he chased us away. And so when Pastor
I'm sorry, he's what away? He's what?
He chased us away. He chased us away with a machete.
With a machete, because you were talking to his daughter.
Yes. And then when Pastor came and trying to talk to him, he told them, you know, Pastor, from that valley here, we don't need Christ. We don't need God. Go and take your God and your people on that side, and we don't need any kind of your help. So that is how hard the place is. Coming back to the issue of FGM, I remember one statement which was made when I asked them between the girl who has been cut and the girl who has not been cut, who gets more dowry. And one elder said, it's not about the girl who is cut or who is not cut. There is no marriage that happens when the girl is not cut.
No marriage at all for an uncut girl.
Yes, no marriage at all for non-cut girls. And then I went on to interview them and to know much more. And then I realized that there is a guy, an elderly man who was in a meeting, who, when one of his daughter got pregnant while still not cut, he took the daughter into the forest, walked with him forcibly into the forest, and he tied the daughter on both legs and hands on a tree so that the lion or hyena will feast on her. So she spent the whole night there in the forest until in the morning around 6 a.m. a certain man was going hunting an old man when he heard somebody crying. And so he went and untied the girl, held his hand back to the father's home. And so when the father saw that the girl did not die, he told that man, I don't want you to enter into this compound with that girl. You go and marry her because you have saved her, and even don't pay anything because she is a great, she has caused shame in our family for getting pregnant while she is not cut.
Okay, now stop. Well,
Then that was,
stop. I want to understand this. So in the ending FGM, did you have people in the non-Christian valley as well as the Christian valley, both?
yes, because when I was hosting this, I told the pastor, I want you to invite even non-Christian because they are the one who practice this a lot. Christian, at least they have been told in church that you should not circumcise girls, but the people who don't come to church, they are the one who are doing most of the traditions. Yes, so I end Christian and non-Christians people.
Okay. And a church building was the only building to host it in? It's the only building around?
That's the only building around, and there is a school which has got only 2 rooms. It's just starting, but it has only 2 rooms.
And how far away did these people have to walk to get to this church building?
For the church, some are doing like 7 miles because they could tell you that they have walked for around 2 hours. And so we also aim to release them earlier so that they go home and reach home earlier.
Okay. And so how did this story come out about the man? Well, first off, is this the same culture where they kick their daughters out at the children out at 10 years of age and expect them to just sleep anywhere? Is this the same culture?
Yes, this is the same culture where they kick girls out and boys. But now this one, it's kind of very deep and very frustrating to the girls. It belittles the girls more than even anywhere I have ever gone because if you could have asked me how would I rate my trip, I am not able to rate it because by the second day, I was feeling as if I am doing nothing. I should just stop even training them because one man raised hand and said, the same man who turned the girl raised hand and said, you are telling us FGM can cause people to die when they're giving birth, the women, but we also see cows who die while giving birth and they are not cut. So it was like they are defending their culture completely and they did not want any information about FGM. But on the that day, it changed a little bit. And you know what, Bob? I wouldn't call it funny, but amazing is that he also killed his son who said that he doesn't want to go looking for cows, he wants to go to school. So he removed his I call it like a stick, which has a rounded hand, and he hit the boy on the hand, then stepped on the boy on the neck until the boy died. Now, when the mother of this boy saw whatever was happening, he left the homestead with his other 2 sons and he went to live in another town. And you know, luckily, one of the boy became a teacher, and that boy was interpreting for us as we were training.
Wow. So is he saying this man has emotional problems or?
I don't know, Bob, if it's emotional or what, but he is also known in the community to be harsh and very hard. And he is also connected with the family that chased us, where they were saying that they don't know God. And you know, just a little bit back, the guy who chased us, we were told if we found out his father, who is now the grandfather of these 2 girls who we were looking for adding a room, if we could have found now the grandfather, it could have been worse because it's known that the grandfather has killed more than 10 of his children in that homestead. he has 6 wives, and if you just cross this line, you just push either on the river and just tell the wife, go and collect the body of your son or your daughter. He misbehaved and I killed him. So the people were telling us we were lucky that the old man did not find us in that homestead. It could have been turned worse.
So you held the meetings, the one man quit coming. How many from the other side of the river or the valley, the non-Christian side, how many had their minds or hearts changed?
In total, I ended around a training of around 204 people around there.
Whoa, 200 people.
Yes, yes. And by the end of the day, the last day, the brother to that evil man was also present. And he also raised up and said that I think now we know the reason why we have been told that we should not cut our girls. So there was a drastic change on the third day, and most of the people who are not who are pro FGM could see the importance of stopping the FGM. You could see the men lifting their hands up when I told them about the story of Mary and Mother and the way they have been belittling girls and women in their villages. So there was a great change on that day. That's when I saw a big change.
Now, it seemed when in your text to me, you said these are people repenting.
Yes.
Are you actually now? You seem to be going a new level in your training and getting people to repent. Is that correct? Or is that my understanding that correct?
Yes. When I taught them whatever was happening, because I realized that this problem is deeper than we think, because as I was training and we were talking about drought, a woman raised her hand and said that this famine and drought has been very severe. And actually, if my 7-year-old boy was a girl, I could have sold her for marriage so that I get food for my family. And so after this training, I taught them about the importance of knowing God and following God and having a good relationship with each and everyone and God. So we went on to preach to them and speak to them about repentance and living a new life. And so we end many of them repenting and coming out for Christ and living their old ways.
Wow, quite a story.
Yeah, it was sad. It was one of the sad. And you can imagine between around 200 and something girls, only 6 use sanitary towels, disposable or reusable. Others don't know how to use them or don't even have them. So they were amazed, and you could see the joy in their eyes when we told them the work of that sanitary towels. They were so happy. There is no town there for them to run and buy sanitary in case they have their periods. They just stay at home until it's end. Almost 90% of the girls don't make it to finish high school. They either married off or they get married. And I remember even one mother came and told us, here even we don't force for FGM. It's the girls who come pleading for them to have FGM because the culture dictates that you have to be cut for you to become a woman. The one who is cutting will tell the girl, now stand up, you have become a full woman. So everybody wants to be a full woman. So all the girls want to be cut. So it's something that we will have to keep on educating them and keep on talking to them and instilling this new culture to them so that they can see the importance of not cutting their girls, because after they cut them, the girls don't respect them anymore because they are women like their mothers. They can do anything they want.
How did it go with the add a room? Did we get this village to think about adding a room?
Yes, actually, one of the amazing thing is when we are doing community dialogue and they have to state their problems, and we came out to problem of education. And then I asked them, why is it that the girls in school are not the same number with the boys in school? And they say, our girls get pregnant when they are very young. And I asked them, why do you think that there is a lot of teenage pregnancy? And they said, for us in our community, we don't keep or look for our girls. When the girls are over 10 years, they just go and sleep around whatever. They can sleep with men, they can sleep in the homestead, they can go out and sleep with men, and that's how they get pregnant. So I told them, what do you think if we can have a room for the girls? And they were so amazed that they have never even thought about that as a solution. And they said, I think this is a great idea. We can start having this.
Now, do the Christians kick their children out at 7 years of age?
Yes, they kick them out.
The Christians do.
Yes, because
even the
it's a culture.
pastor.
Yes, they don't have a house or a room for the girls, even the pastor, even the chief. That is the government administrator.
Wow.